Hey YouTube, we have here a Mercedes AMG C63 and I'm going to show you how to do your own brake pad change. At the dealership they'll run you anywhere from 800 to 1200 bucks. If you're driving a Mercedes, it's probably worth it, but I like to do a lot of things myself. It's very simple. You could do them with a few simple tools. This is the P30 package. If you look at the calipers, they're red. So make sure wherever you're getting the parts, you put in your car's VIN number, so that way you can get the correct ones. So come follow me and I'm going to show you how to change that. As you can see, we already have the car jacked up, so I'm ready for you guys. It's very simple. You have two pins here. These two pins have to come out. So I'm going to use a little screwdriver to push these out, and there's a metal plate here. This is what holds your brake pads here. Like I said before, these are the red ones, so make sure if you have the gray ones, you get the correct brake pads. So right now I'm going to push these out, take the metal plate out, and at that same time I'm going to wiggle these to the edge out. That way you're pushing your pistons in here outside and the other one vice versa. That way when you slip your new brake pads in, it's very simple for you to do. If you don't do that, you're going to be in trouble. So let's go ahead and start by removing these pins right here. A regular small pin or flat screwdriver. So I'm going to put it at the edge right there. I'm going to punch it out as much as I can. See, very simple. And you want to wiggle from the back. Just wiggle the other one out. You can use some pliers. I'm going to hit the other one also. Those two pins are what's holding everything in place. There it is. There's one pin. And you can see I just wiggled it out. If you're having a hard time, you can use some pliers, get it from the back. There it is. There's number two. And remember, it goes in this way too, but the correct way, because of this locking little shim here, they go from the inside out. So you put that there. You have a you can see how it's locked in here. So I'm going to get my big screwdriver. Justin, can you hand me that right there, that screwdriver? Here, I got it. Thanks, buddy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open these here. The two pads come with these little edges here. I'm going to open it. That way I'm pushing the pistons in here. This is a 4-piston, 2 pistons here, 2 on the other side. That way they can come out smoothly. So you can see I'm kind of putting pressure on that side. Now I'm going to put it in between here and slowly open them up. Now I'm going to go down the middle and yank on them out. The same with the other ones, push them out. And you can see this piece. This is the metal piece that holds the brake pads in place. It looks like it could go either or. They look pretty the same size, but I'm going to mark this one. That way I put them exactly the same way that came off. So you could use a little marker or something right there. I'm just going to lay it like this and I don't know. So now I'm going to pull these out. I'm pushing them and pulling these. I'm pushing to close my pistons in here. See how it comes out? There's one. And I'm doing the driver's side. The driver's side does not have a sensor. All the sensors are on the passenger side. I did the front ones yesterday and it's the same thing. They have these little groove right here, which you would have the sensor slips in from the top and it pulls out. I put some WD-40 on it, but I just did the other side and I decided to do this video for you guys. So this one doesn't have it, but just in case, the sensor would bolt onto this screw in here. You would unbolt that screw, and it's just a plug, so don't be scared of it. Just pull the plug and it comes off. Put some WD-40 in here, slip it out, clean it up, and put it in your new brake pad. So here's the second pad. They're pretty worn out, but the disc looks fairly good, which is why I'm doing this change myself. So they were running about, I want to say 800 bucks direct from Mercedes. I got these from Napa. They seem fairly good, and I got them for about 270 bucks. So I'm saving myself quite a bit of money. Here are my new ones. So you can see, kind of match them up. You know, I already did the passenger side, so I know it's the right ones. But remember, on the back ones, they have a backing plate. It's this little metal piece. You can see it move. You need to take it out from here, from the edge. Use that same little screwdriver. Be careful with it. Slip it over. Let's see. And take your time with this. You don't want to break it. It's not, you can't finish the job. Gotta go get another one of those pieces. See how it comes off? See, so it's just this little edge holding the backing plate. So I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna use some of this ultra disc brake caliper lube. After I clean it up, I'm gonna put it on the brake pad, put this on there. It's just to eliminate the noise. So I'm gonna clean these two up, put them on the brake pads. I'll start putting some of the lube. I'll show you how to do that and how to put your brake pads back in. So, all right, I cleaned up my backing plates. So I have the two backing plates fairly clean. So what you do, you get some of your brake caliper lube, and all you do is just put a small amount. You'll kind of spread it out a little bit. Like that. That's just to, I guess it's for the noise. So you slip on that little edge right there. Make sure you don't break it. It's, I mean, it's very simple to do. You have 3 holes here. You have 3 holes on the back of the brake pad. I'm gonna slip it over, move it over quite a bit this way, and just goes over like that. So you can see the 3 little holes there. I'm gonna set the other one up, same thing. I got my brake pad. I'll put a little bit of the lube on here. Just like that. Get your backing plate, which is on your original brake pad. So make sure you put these back on, because my new ones did not come with it. I doubt they come with it. So take your time with that piece. At this point, you're almost done. And this one is giving me a little bit of a harder time, but I'm not in a rush, so here it is. So it seems to go in better from one side or the other, so watch out for that. Set them down. I like to, some guys spread it all over there. I like to get a clean rag and just kind of wipe it through a little bit. Just kind of go through it. Not have all that lube all over the place. So like I said before, I already pushed my pistons out, so they should, my brake pads should go in fairly easily. So let's see what happens. So there's one. And there's 2. See, very simple. I've done a lot of brakes, and the Mercedes can be a little bit intimidating, especially with these big rotors, big calipers, but you know what, they're the easiest ones that I've ever done. So at this point, remember, you have the little metal plate here. Make sure you slip this right under and center it. Make sure you get both edges in here, and kind of have it hold by itself before you put in the pin. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna put in the pin from the inside. Gotta be careful with that. There's one. I need to set up the other one. Pushing it in with one hand and coming through the back. There it is. Looks like it's lined up. There we go. So I got it. Make sure the pin goes through the little slot in the metal tab. Okay, so don't forget that. That's what holds everything in place perfectly. Now, I'm gonna get a hammer and hammer in the pins as much as possible. You could kind of pre-check where yours were before. They go fairly flush. Maybe where you could just feel a little bump coming out. There's one. And that's two. And there you have your new brake pads installed on your 2012 Mercedes AMG with the P30 package. But even without the P30, I know the other ones are gray, but it's the same scenario. Two pins, the metal piece comes out. Be careful with that one because it pops out. Compress your pistons in here, slide your old brake pads out, and take off the backing plate. Put some lube on that backing plate after eventually you've cleaned it. Put it on the new brake pad, slip your new brake pads in, metal clip, two pins, and you got yourself a $1,500 brake pad change for maybe 300 bucks. So see you guys next time, and watch out for my next video.